It Happened in Bethlehem by Brenda Carroll Jarvis. Read by Brenda Carroll Jarvis. Introduction. This little book was originally written for my great-grandson as a Christmas gift to tell the story of a very special night long, long ago that changed the world forever. The shepherds and their families of that night long ago were people like you and me. The Almighty God chose them to be the first witnesses to the incredible event that would be celebrated and talked about from that day to even this very day all around the world. Chapter 1. Can I please go with you? Asher was up early again. The sun had just passed the horizon. He had run out the door, watching the pathway for his grandfather to return home. Asher had been begging his grandfather, he calls him Saba, which is grandfather in Hebrew, for months to go with him to watch over the sheep in the fields through the night. Saba would tell him that he was not old enough, or that he couldn't take Asher home if he changed his mind and wanted to go back home. Later, when Asher and Saba were at the table in the morning, his grandmother, he calls her Safta, grandmother in Hebrew, had given him another honey cake, and then she said, "Asher, you are growing. That is your third honey cake this morning. See, Saba, I'm getting bigger. Can I please go with you tonight to help with the sheep?" Asher said to him with pleading eyes. Safta looked at her husband with a nod and smiled. He could be a help in keeping the little lambs close to the fold. Saba sat silently for a moment, then responded, "Asher, if I let you go with me, you have to take your heavy robe. It gets cold at night." Asher said quickly, "I will, Saba. I'll get it right now." And he started to get up. "Wait, I wasn't done. Asher, if you change your mind, I will not bring you back. Do you understand?" Saba said firmly. "I won't change my mind, Saba. I promise," Asher answered. "Wait. Listen, Asher. I wasn't done." Saba began again. "You must obey me the first time I tell you something. You can't ask me why. There are many dangers out there, and I must know you will listen and obey. It is to keep you safe. Do you understand?" Saba said, looking at him with a little worry on his face. "I promise, Saba," Asher said with a smile. Saba explained to him that he had to sleep for a while, and they would leave at sundown. Saba got up and went into his room to rest. For the rest of the day, Asher was excited that he was finally going with Saba to the field and watch over the sheep. Safta checked the heavy robe that Asher would need. She mended some seams on the sleeve. Later, she prepared a bundle for them that had food and another blanket. About midday, Asher waited at the table for his fruit, cheese, and bread. Safta said, smiling, "Are you hungry again?" Asher said to her with a smile, "You told me I was growing." While Asher was eating the plate of food, Safta reminded him, "You understand, going with Saba, you're going to learn and work. It is not playtime. That is why he has waited until now to take you." Popping a few grapes in his mouth, he looked at Safta and said, "I know I'm going to be a helper to Saba. He is going to show me how to be a shepherd." "But Safta, I have a problem. I don't have a shepherd's stick. How am I going to help?" Asher asked with a worried look on his face. Safta, trying to hide her smile, said, "I think that Saba will know what to do." For the rest of the afternoon, Asher was constantly going outside to check where the sun was in the sky, waiting for sundown. Saba finally came out of his room, rubbed his beard, then ran his fingers through his hair. Asher came running up to him, asking, "Is it time to go? Is it time to leave, Saba?" Safta gave Asher a quick look that said, without a word, for Asher to quiet down. He immediately sat at the table, knowing that he needed to control himself. Safta smiled at Asher, then handed him a dreidel to play with, while he waited to leave. Saba was at the table drinking some warmed fruit water. He also had a plate of cheese and bread. Saba began to tell Asher that there would be a long walk into the hills outside of the village to the field where the sheep would be. Asher asked him seriously, "How many sheep are we going to watch over tonight?" Saba explained, "Tonight we are going to have about 250 sheep. Several other shepherds are coming to the same field, and the sheep will all be together." "But how will we know which sheep belong to us?" Asher asked with a puzzled expression. "Each sheep knows his shepherd's voice. In the mornings, when we move them to another place to graze, I will call my sheep, because they know my voice, and they will follow me. Just like with you, you know my voice, even if other men are talking, right?" Saba explained. "Of course I know your voice, and Safta's too," Asher said, smiling as he looked at Safta. "It's time to get ready, Asher," Safta said, walking to the door and reaching for the bundle. The grin was almost too big for Asher's face as he excitedly picked up his heavy robe. "I'm getting my things, Saba. I'm ready," Asher said as he ran toward the door. Soon Saba and Asher were walking to the field on the hills just outside of Bethlehem. As they made their way to the flock, Saba told Asher that he knew he would need a shepherd's stick. He assured him that he would find just the right branch from an olive tree to make the perfect shepherd's stick for him. Asher's joy overflowed and he grabbed Saba's hand while they walked. Asher talked with Saba the whole way, asking questions and commenting on everything he saw as they left the village, walking toward the hills.